The Great Garden Heist, the tale of Finnegan the Fox and Farmer Bill. It was in a peaceful little village nestled by the forest, lived a fox named Finnegan. But Finnegan wasn't just any fox, he was the smartest, sneakiest fox around. His shiny red coat and sharp eyes made him a sight to see, but it was his cleverness that made him famous. Not far from Finnegan's home in the woods was Farmer Bill's vegetable garden, a sight to behold, full of juicy carrots, plump tomatoes, and the finest corn around. To Finnegan, this garden was a buffet waiting for him every night. Now, Farmer Bill wasn't a fan of Finnegan. He knew the fox had a reputation for his crafty tricks, and he was determined to keep his vegetables safe. "That fox thinks he's clever," Farmer Bill muttered as he set up his latest invention, the Mega Veggie Guard 3000. It was an elaborate setup with clanging pots, pans, and lights that would go off at the slightest rustle. But Finnegan had been watching from a distance, his bright eyes twinkling. "Nice try, Farmer Bill, but it'll take more than pots and pans to keep me away." Night number 1, the cucumber caper. That evening, Finnegan snuck into the garden. He approached the cucumber patch, but the Mega Veggie Guard 3000 went off like a fireworks show. Lights flashed, pans clanged, and Farmer Bill ran outside in his pajamas, waving a broom. But Finnegan was already gone, watching the ruckus from a safe distance, chuckling to himself. "All right, that was a good warm-up." Night number 2, the carrot conundrum. The next night, Finnegan was back with a new plan. He snuck around the edge of the garden and noticed a small burrow nearby. He slipped underground and popped up right in the middle of the carrot patch, grinning at his own brilliance. As he stuffed a couple of carrots into his mouth, he heard a faint rustling. Farmer Bill had set up a scarecrow with night vision goggles and a speaker that shouted, "Hands off the carrots!" Finnegan nearly choked on a carrot as he scrambled back to the burrow. "Nice one, Bill," he laughed. "But I'm still going to win." Night number 3, the lettuce ladder. On the third night, Finnegan tried an entirely new tactic. He built a lettuce ladder out of sticks and vines to reach the prized lettuces on the highest shelf. Slowly, he climbed up, feeling like the king of cleverness. But Farmer Bill had replaced the lettuces with heads of cabbage, each one with a spring-loaded trap inside. As soon as Finnegan tried to take a bite, he was flung backward, rolling and laughing. "Well, Farmer Bill, you got me that time," he admitted, rubbing his head as he dashed off. Night number 4, the Great Tomato Trick. By now, the whole village was talking about the Great Garden Heist. Kids watched from their windows, farmers swapped stories about the sneaky fox, and everyone wondered what would happen next. For his final trick, Finnegan went all out. He put on a pair of sunglasses and a tiny trench coat and waltzed into the garden in broad daylight. Farmer Bill was sitting nearby, keeping an eye out as usual. But when he saw Finnegan casually strolling in, he was so shocked that he froze. "Good afternoon, Farmer Bill," Finnegan said smoothly. "Just here for a few tomatoes." Before Farmer Bill could react, Finnegan grabbed a bunch of tomatoes and tossed them one by one into a sack. Farmer Bill tried to chase him, but Finnegan zigzagged through the garden, slipping through a fence with a triumphant laugh. Farmer Bill's master plan. Later that day, Farmer Bill called a village meeting. "This fox is outsmarting me left and right. We've got to work together." The villagers came up with an elaborate plan, involving all kinds of gadgets, a fox decoy, a camera disguised as a garden gnome, and even a giant, inflatable guard goose that honked on command. That night, everything was set, and Farmer Bill was hiding nearby, ready for action. The final heist, just as Farmer Bill suspected, Finnegan returned one last time. But as he entered the garden, he noticed the strange goose, the oddly realistic gnome, and the decoy fox. Finnegan tilted his head, suspicious. He darted forward to grab a carrot, but the inflatable goose honked loudly, the gnome flashed a light, and Farmer Bill leapt out with a triumphant, "Ha!" But Finnegan was quicker than ever. He tossed the carrot back, causing the inflatable goose to deflate, sending Farmer Bill stumbling. With a quick hop, Finnegan darted out of the garden, leaving Farmer Bill in a pile of lettuce leaves and tangled traps. Farmer Bill sat up, laughing despite himself. "All right, Finnegan, I admit it, you're one smart fox." From that day on, Farmer Bill and Finnegan became friends, and every week, Farmer Bill left a small basket of veggies at the edge of the garden just for his foxy friend. Finnegan didn't have to sneak around anymore, but he'd still visit the garden each night, just for old time's sake. And as for Farmer Bill, he didn't mind at all. After all, he finally had someone who could keep up with his tricks.